All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
All right, first and foremost, when we get started, praise the East, give all honor and glory and power to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Hakodash.
They want to say double honors to our elders, our great apostles, great millstone, GMS, we will and teach well, being great example to Israel. All right, man, the elect, we say peace and blessing. All right, to the hopefully elect on the four corner, peace and truth and sincerity. All right, that great song. All right, I'm the brother Nabad to my left.
I'm the brother Kodash.
We just come with a lesson. All right, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai. As you can see the title of the lesson, see something, say something. All right, we've been taught that as a child, you know what I'm saying, all through elementary school, junior high school, you know, we see something, say something. All right, but we're going to use it in the spiritual form as in understanding prophecy. You know, understanding the coming of the great and dreadful day of Yahweh Shema Shai. And that's what we see. As the Lord gave us the spirit, all right, the outside, outside to see, all right, future prophecy, future events, as known in the scriptures as what prophecy. All right, so we come out here week in, week out, in season, out of season, all right, to prophesy, all right, to say before, all right, the coming of our Lord and the danger ahead. All right, and for us, known as what Jacob trouble. All right, which consists of martial law. You know, you got the FEMA camps. You know, so you got the race wars. You got the class wars. All right, the war within your mind. All right, you got to think about, you know, the hour temptation. You know, the cherry on top is the paragma. See, all these are spiritual events that we see. So we ought to come out here and say something because what the Lord have commanded us to do that. All right, the Lord have set us up in a position of being serious. And serious going to what visionaries. And visionaries going to what their vision. All right, and that vision was set for the point of time. And we at the end and it's speaking, and it's not lying. Why? Because we see it. We see it unfold, unravel. All right, we see the way that the economy is being ran. We see the downfall of it, the dollar. You know what I'm saying? We see the downfall Esau economy. You know, all this about around prophecy for us to come out here and say something. Why? Because we see it. So Lord willing, you know, y'all brothers and sisters be edified. You know why we lay the law down, man. We got it out.
Cause this is Ezekiel chapter 3 and verse 17. It reads, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel.
Now we start at 16.
All right, come. This is verse 16 in Ezekiel chapter 3. And it reads, and it came to pass at the end of 7 days, that the word of the Lord, Yahweh Yahweh Shai, came unto me, saying,
and here it is, the Lord have came to us, all right, in the form of, it's not on copyright to that music. It's not on copyright to that music. You know what I'm saying? But the Lord have came unto us, you know, in the sense of, you have not chosen me, but I have chosen you. So the Lord have came unto us, man. Right? In the same form as he had came to Ezekiel. But what did he tell Ezekiel? Go ahead.
It says in verse 17 of Ezekiel chapter 3, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman.
Right, and then watchman going to an overseer, meaning someone to overlook. You see that? And here it is, the Lord have put us in that position to what? To be lookers, man. To watch out. You see that?
Yep.
So here it is, we stand upon our tower, right? And we watching and warning of what's to come. So when we see danger, we see the enemy approaching, or we see this or that, guess what? We ought to what? Come back and report it. And that's what you have the live shows for. You know, that's why you have, you know, the videos being uploaded weekly, daily. Why? Because we ought to come back and report when we have what? When we have saw. See that? Go ahead.
Yep, and it reads in Ezekiel chapter 3 and verse 17, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel.
Right, see that? To the house of Israel, not everyone. You see that? We ought to tell our people, all right, what's to come, to repent. Turn from your evil ways, your evil doings. All right, it's for our people. You see that? Because the trouble that is coming is known as what? Jacob trouble. And Jacob can switch who? The so-called Negroes, Latino, Native American, Spanish, man. All right? Go ahead.
And it reads, therefore hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me.
Right, you see that? The Lord said, hear the word from his mouth, which come from the heavens. All right, and it said, give them warning, what, for me. All right, so here it is. We got to what? We got to say something. Because the Lord has revealed his secrets to who his servants, the prophets, to come out here to what? Prophesy, man. To say before. Go ahead.
Yep, and it says in verse 18, when I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way,
Right.
to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity.
Right, exactly. Because here it is, you put yourself in the case scenario, and you finna see somebody, you see a bus coming, and that dude walking across the street, and you don't say something, and that dude get killed. Guess what? It's really, you really feel bad. It's on your conscience, because look, you had a chance to say something. All right, so here it is. We using this in the spiritual aspect of us seeing the danger that's ahead. We have to come out here and what? And prophesy to say something. All right, because why? The blood is required, right?
Yep.
Go ahead.
Yep. And it reads to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity.
Right.
But his blood will I require at thine hand.
Right. So the blood gonna be on your hand. You don't come out here and warn the people or the thing that you see in the spirit. You know what I'm saying? The things that have been revealed unto you. If you don't come out here and proclaim it, guess what? It's gonna be on your hand.
Yep.
It said, warn the wicked from his evil ways, man. Go ahead.
And it says in verse 19, Yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness,
Right.
nor from his wicked way,
Right.
he shall die in his iniquity,
Right.
but thou hast delivered thy soul.
And that's the point. That's why we come out here. That's why we haste, you know, because here it is, we're trying to save our souls, man. Because us being in a position of being prophets, we must come out here and prophesy. You know, that's why it's written in Ezekiel 35:1. Prophesy against Mount Seir. And what's coming upon Mount Seir? Destruction. All right? Famine, pestilence, evil, war. So we have to come out here and prophesy against this current kingdom, right? As in the prophets of old, prophesy against many countries and great kingdoms of what? Evil, pestilence, and what? Destruction, right? Why? Because they saw it in their time. As in what? The prophets of now, we see it in this time.
Yep.
You know? Go ahead.
Yeah, that was it on that.
All right, go to the Isaiah 62.
All right, cut. This is Isaiah chapter 62. So like, Isaiah chapter 62 and verse 6. And it reads, I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. Either make mention of the Lord, Yahweh, while Yahweh Shai, keep not silence.
There you go.
Yep. And it says in verse 7, and give him no rest till he establish and until he make Jerusalem a praise to the earth.
Yep, read that thing out.
Because this is Isaiah 62, verse 6. I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem.
Right, you see that? He said watchmen, which is through the prophets, man. Go ahead.
And it says, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor
They
night.
said we should never hold their peace day nor night. That's why you got videos through the unicorn known as the internet is going out rapidly. It said they should never hold their peace day nor night. So I mean, it's a constant cry out. Yahweh Shemel Shah. It's a constant cry out. Matter of fact, girl, Isaiah 51. So that's a classic when it comes down to crying out to our people. All right, coming to, you know what I'm saying, prophesying and warning our people. It's a sign of a cry, man. All right? As in the way it's detrimental. You know what I'm saying? For your salvation, your health. Then look, you're hearkening to the voice of the Lord through who? Through the prophets, man.
Yep.
All right, go ahead.
This is Isaiah 58 and verse 1. Cry aloud, spare not.
Right, so cry out loud. So we coming out here crying, all right, to our what? To Israel. And we are not to spare, I mean, what we have to tell the truth, nothing but the truth and the whole truth. And hope Yahweh Shemel Shah be with us. Go ahead.
Yep, and it says in Isaiah 58 and verse 1, cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgression.
Right, and that's the poem. That's why the Lord has sent us out here. To tell our people to return from no evil ways. Return from no evil doing. And we'll start to come back and rehearse the righteous acts.
Yep.
That's why I say cry loud, but not lift our voice up like a trumpet to show my people their transgression. See, but here it is. We have to awaken our people through the spirit. You know what I'm saying? We have to show them what they're going off at and show them correctly how to be. But you can only do that if what you oversee. You know what I'm saying? Or the Lord have woken you up to receive his secret.
Yep.
Because you can't tell nobody something that you don't see. You see? Or something that you don't believe. That's why a lot of people don't see America being destroyed. But guess what? You got to have faith. You know what I'm saying? You got to have, the Lord have to open your spiritual eyes to see, all right, the calamity that's coming upon this place, man. Go ahead, bro.
And it says, finishing up in Isaiah 58 and verse 1, I'm going to start from the top.
Yeah.
Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgression, and the house of Jacob their sin.
In the house of Jacob, they're singing. You see that?
Yep.
But that's a job of what? Of a prophet. All right? You got to know. All right?
This is Ezekiel chapter 33, and start from the top. And it reads, again, the word of the Lord, Yahweh Yahushua, came unto me, saying, verse 2, Son of man, speak to the children of thy people,
right,
and say unto them, when I bring the sword upon a land, if the people of the land take a man of their coast, and set him for their watchman, verse 3, if when he seeth the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet and warn the people.
You see that? So we see the danger ahead. As in Proverbs, you got to prudent man perceive the evil and hide himself. So here it is. So like we see the danger that's ahead. You know, we see the foolery of Esau and his so-called agenda, which the Lord gonna have at the vision. You know what I'm saying? But we see the worst case scenario, if you want to say.
Yep.
All right, because we know the end. You know, the Lord have revealed his secret to whom his servant the prophet. So we understand the end. But here it is, we decline the end with what from the beginning, because this is the beginning stage of Jacob's trouble. You know what I'm saying? This is the beginning stage of our warfare. All right? But here's the time that we should come out here and what? Tell them. Because what? We see what's happening, right? Yep. So we have to say something, man, to keep what? To keep our people on what? On guard. Go ahead.
Yep. And it says in Proverbs chapter 27 and verse 12, a prudent man foreseeth the evil.
Right. See, a prudent man means a wise man perceiveth the evil. Yep. Go ahead.
And it says and it says a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself.
Right, and hideth himself. Go ahead.
But the simple pass on and are punished.
Right. See, the simple is not gonna hearken. The simple is not gonna listen. You know what I'm saying? So guess what? They're gonna be destroyed. But the Lord said he have made us watchmen, meaning what's serious, that we must come out here and prophesy. That's why I say whether they hear or whether they forbear, it's still our duty, our job as the Lord has given us to come out here and prophesy. So we see something, we say something. That's why we constantly watching on the news. That's why we constantly up and down CNN. You know what I'm saying? The Dabu 7. We constantly watching these apps, you know what I'm saying, telling you the earthquakes and what's going on with these other countries. All right, why? Because we are sent to watch and warn and to what? Put our people on game, man. You see that? Go ahead.
I got this right here, pretty much going with what you were saying about like Jake, like pretty much Jake have heard the word go out, you know what I'm saying, they don't want to listen. This is Romans chapter 10 and verse 18. But I say, have they not heard? Yes, verily. Their sound went into all the earth, and their words unto the ends of the world.
Oh, bring that back again, because who have believed our report? All right?
This is Romans chapter 10 and verse 18. But I say, have they not heard? Yes, verily. Their sound went into all the earth.
You didn't try to burn rubber right there. Ugly ass nigga, bro.
So I'm running back. This
Yeah.
is Romans chapter 10 and verse 18. But I say, have they not heard?
Right, he said, have they not heard? Because one thing about it, the Lord not slack. You know, because this is the same. That's why I say ain't nothing new under the sun.
Yeah.
See, it don't get old, it get better with time. So you gotta know one thing about the Heavenly Father. You know what I'm saying? It don't get old. Because it said nothing new under the sun, right?
Yeah.
What is then is now.
Yeah.
Right? Well, so when the prophets in their time speaking, warning and telling them, you gotta think about the prophets are old. Think about it in the time of Noah. You know, he was out there prophesying. At the same time, he still had to build the ark.
Yeah.
It took time, took faith. You know what I'm talking about? And it took a lot of shutting the world out.
Yeah.
You see that? So if they have not heard, because
Yeah.
the prophets are like, man, man, prophets everywhere. Even if they false prophet, they still pushing the vibration of Israel out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So have they not heard? You have heard. That's why I said, Yahweh Shah say, is that no cloak?
Yeah.
If I had not came, you'll grab it real quick. If
Yep.
I have not came, there'll be no cloak for the sin. All right, because this is the mercy of Yahweh Shema Shah, the prophets being out here for telling you the danger and the coming of the great dreadful day before we even get here. See, this the mercy of the Lord, man. This the sign of His hand is still stretched out still. All right, you got it. Okay. Yep.
This is John chapter 15 and verse 22. And it reads, if I had not come and spoken
Start
of
at what?
verse
Start at 21.
Yeah, 21.
Hold on.
Con.
Start at 16. Yeah.
Con, this is John chapter 15 and verse 20. Remember the word that I said unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord.
Right.
If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you.
Right, and it come with that. You know, that's why I say he that departed from evil making himself a prey. So they persecuted Yahweh Shah. They said all manner of evil and false things against Yahweh Shah. So what do you think they're gonna do to you? But it should not distract you from your purpose, your goal, which is what? Salvation. Go ahead.
And it says, if they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you.
Right.
If they have kept my sayings, they will also, they will keep yours also.
Right, and then we understand we're going to keep our saying, as in who shall believe our report? The elect. Knowing what my sheep shall hear my voice. So we understand who is meant for, but that's why through the foolishness of preaching, we must come out here and prophesy.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Go ahead, Noah.
Yep, and it says in verse 21, for all these things will they do unto you for my name's sake, because they know not him that sent me.
There you go.
Yep.
Because who sent Yahweh Shah? Who sent us? Yahweh Shah. You know what I'm saying? That's their order. You know, that's why I say I will give you pastors according to my heart that will feed you with knowledge and wisdom. Understand the pastors according to his heart, meaning what? His mind. And we have the same mindset as Yahweh Shah. And Yahweh Shah had the same mindset of what? Of Yahweh. That's why when you go into John, the 17th chapter, it speaks about how he wanted us to be one as him and the Father. The only how we can be one as him and the Father, we on what? We're on the same accord. All right? We're teaching them what? We're teaching the same thing.
Yeah.
You see that? So what's been given unto us was the secrets, right? And then when Yahweh Shah said, right, he said, everything was given to me, I have made known unto you. Right? Because it was given by the Father. You know? Oh, call out by Shema Shah. That's just so flow nothing to mind.
Yeah.
And then you don't see nothing else.
Yeah.
Oh, call out by Shema Shah. There's a chariot. You don't see nothing else. You hear me?
Yeah.
You don't see no stars or nothing.
Yeah.
But them are skating. Call out by Shema Shah. Go ahead, brother.
Yep.
That's
And it
beautiful.
says in John chapter 15, verse 22, if I had not come and spoken unto them.
Right. If he had not come, go ahead.
It says they had not had sin, but now they have no cloak for their sin.
Why? Because the Lord is here. In the form of fashion what? Of the Bible. All right, of the Bible. He here. Did he not say, behold, I come in the volume of the book? You know, it is written of me. You see that? So he here. He is the comforter. All right? So that's why our people don't have no cloak for their sin. Why? Because the prophets on the highways and the hedges. You see that? Being to the marriage. Go ahead, though. Go back to the other precept.
Ezekiel.
Uh-huh.
All right, come.
Where you was at?
Oh, I'll just jump right here.
Go ahead.
Come, this is back in Romans chapter 10 and verse 18. But I say, have they not heard? Yes, verily, their sound went into all the earth.
Right, it went to all the earth. How? By the way of the internet.
Yep.
You see? By the way of the internet. You can grab that 2nd Ezra 6 and 20
Come.
real quick. Yep.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 20.
20 or might be 18. I think it's 20 then. Yeah, it's 20.
Come, this is 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 20.
Uh.
And it reads, and when the world, and it reads in verse 20, and when the world that shall begin to vanish away.
Right, hey, what's that word that began to vanish away? America, we see this shit vanishing away. You know what I'm saying? We see the downfall. We see the bitch sucking on the drain. So read it again. Say when the what?
It says in 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 20, and it reads, and when the world that shall begin to vanish away.
It should just say America. When America began to vanish away, go ahead.
Shall be finished, then will I show these tokens.
Right, and these tokens is what? Prophecy, man.
Yep.
All right, go ahead.
And it says the books shall be open before the firmament.
And that's what you got, the book being open for the firmament. And speaking of what we're doing right now, as far as the what? A live thing.
Yep.
Just before the firmament, because it going up to the satellites and what everyone can see around the world. So this book is being open for the firmament, man.
Man.
You see? That's cold, man.
Yeah.
You know, that's cold how the Lord do that, man.
Yep.
Go ahead.
And it says the books shall be open before the firmament,
Yeah.
and they shall see all together.
Right, see, and we see it all together.
Yeah.
You know? This the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shah, man. This is the mouthpiece of the Lord. That's why I said, have they not heard? As his voice went throughout the four corners of the earth. And if you matter of fact, grab Isaiah 55, 13.
Alright.
So shall my word be, to go for, should not tell me void,
Yeah.
but accomplish.
This is Isaiah chapter 55 and verse.
Is it? Yeah, okay, this is the last one. Read the last one.
It says in Isaiah 55 verse 11, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth.
Right, by who? By the prophets. When you go into Matthew 10 and 20, it says, it's not ye that speak, but what is your Father will speak within you.
Yep.
All right, so here it is. Read it again.
It says in Isaiah chapter 55 and verse 11, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth.
Right.
It shall not return unto me void,
Woo!
but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it.
Exactly. You see that? Because the spirit is like what? The spirit is like the wind.
Yep.
All we have to do is just come out here and prophesy. You know what I'm saying? That vibration gonna carry itself, man. Because it say we water, but the Most High, we plant and water, but the Most High give what? The increase. You see, that's all we have to do is just come out here and lay the law down for Yahweh Shema Shah. He gonna do the rest, man. And it's a form of what us come out here and warning our people of the coming in a great dreadful day of Yahweh Shema Shah to prepare them. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just coming out here prophesying and then that's it. No, we preparing our people, man. All right, because you gotta understand what's to come.
Yep.
And the only thing we're gonna have is what? The wisdom, the knowledge, and the understanding. You see, that was gonna keep us stable in a time of trouble. When we started to see Jacob trouble unleashed, the so-called white man coming down having great wrath. Only thing we're gonna have is the understanding of what we have read and what we have heard. You see that? That's the only thing gonna come to mind. You see that? So that's why the title say, if you see something, supposed to say something. And we see what's happening in the spirit. We see what's coming. All right, we see forth ahead, man. So here we out here proclaiming and telling you, hey, it's time to get right. It's high time to wake out of sleep. You know why? Because our salvation is nearer than what we believe. You know, it's too close. You know, the RFID chip is starting to be the talk of the household now. You know, people start to talk about that out in the public now. You get a strange conversation with a person, and it leading up to the karate. You know what I'm saying? It's leading up to it's all going back to the time of the end. You see that? That's the power you have by Shema Shah. Because this is the time. You know, this is the time, man, the Lord finna visit the world which he made. You know? Yes, I'm out.
And I just getting that precept that you had quoted, Romans 13:11, and that knowing, and it says, and that knowing the time, that now it is high time to wake out of sleep.
Man, it said knowing the time. So measure the time, man.
Yep.
All right. We see the way the dollar being ran. You know, we see the way the Esau infrastructure being shaped.
Yep.
Certain things you can do, certain things you can't do, certain things you can say, certain things you can't say. You know what I'm saying? We see the time that we heading to. All right. Here it is. Before election, they bringing this, the juice up again before the election. We're not ignorant to Satan's devices, man. But this a prophet job, right? If we see so, we supposed to what? Supposed to say something. And we are saying something, man. Prepare. You know my favorite quote, proper preparation. We gotta properly prep ourselves, man. To prevent that poor performance. Because we want to perform an excellent performance for the Lord, man.
Yep.
All right, to be in the spirit of Yahweh Shai saying it is finished and done. You know what I'm saying? We want to be able to, say the same thing, be in the same mindset. You know, but go ahead, bro.
Yep, and it says in Romans chapter 13 and verse 11, and that knowing the time.
And just knowing the time. That's why I said without that get understanding. Because you got a lot of Christians, been going to church for so long. Yeah, they read the Bible, but they never understood the Bible.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They never looked up certain words. They never took heed, you know what I'm saying, as in the time that they gonna take heed. Because when this shit hit the fan, all right, and Jay can't eat, Jay can't work, Jay can't get they, they accessories, best believe, Jay gonna try to buy down to that book, man. But who's to say it might be too late? That's why it's now. That's why it's high time now to wake up out the sleep. Yup, get it while the getting is good, brother. Water.
Yep, and it says in Romans 13 and 11, and that knowing the time, that now it is high time to wake out of sleep.
Right, and out of sleep means wake out of that dead state of mind. Not a physical sleep. Because we all woke. All right, but a lot of people not woke up to the spirit, not woke up to what's really going on, actuality.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They ain't hip. So it's a prophet job to what? Tell them and warn them. Why? Because we see it and you don't. So that's why I say if he don't hearken to the prophet and decide to change his ways, then his blood on his hand. You see that? You gotta go out.
Yep, and it says, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believe.
You see that? It's nearer than we believe, man.
Yep.
Go ahead. Because one thing about it, World War III is coming.
Yep.
All right, World War III is coming, and it ain't gonna go down like it was in the ancient time. You can grab that real quick.
This is Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 5.
All right, now check this out. Because it said, when you go to Revelation, it said the first war is past, the second war is past. But the third war will come quickly. Because this the end all be all. All right, as the so-called white man with his vain thought, as his house shall continue. But he think his houses, which American gonna continue through what? Through his technology. But show as shit stink. You know what I'm saying? Show as shit stink. Babylon the Great gonna be destroyed, man. Alright, show as shit stink. Alright, go ahead with that, bro.
Yep, and it says in Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 5, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise. And it says, and garments rolled in blood.
Right, because it's the ancient time how they used to get down when you're speaking of a war.
Yep.
All right? And the same thing as I brought up earlier, Jeremiah 28. The prophets and the prophets of old prophesied against what? Many countries and great kingdoms. Because when you think about how Babylon was taken down, it was through what? It was through a war like that. Because who took Babylon down? The Persians and the Medes, right?
Yep.
And think about when the Persians and the Medes were taken down. It was about what? War, right?
Yep.
And who took them down? The Greeks.
Yep.
Then you had the Romans.
Yep.
Then here you got to revive the Rome. But this time different. It's like no other. You see that? It's like no other. All right, and here it is. We heard the book warn our people and tell them. And this what supposed to spark fear in you, bring fear upon you. You know what I'm saying? When you start to understand these things, you start to digest it. Because right now, in the form of us teaching, this is a spiritual meal that you eat. So when you start to digest this with an understanding, fear supposed to fall upon you. You know?
Yep.
Go ahead.
Yep, and finishing up, it says in Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 5, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood.
Right? That's where you had that comeback, hand comeback.
Yep.
You know, you had swords, knives, shields, stones, you know what I'm saying, daggers, spears.
Yep.
You know, that's how they went to war in the ancient times. Go ahead.
Yep. And it says, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire.
Woo! You see that? But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire, man. As in what? World War III? Come on, man. Come on, man. Hey, you see something? Supposed to say something, man. This is what's coming. All right, got anything else? All right, we go get the outside sound.
Cause this is 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and verse 8. Starting verse 7.
Start at 6.
Okay, starting at verse 6.
Is it 5? What 5 sound? Yeah, go ahead. Start at 6.
All right, come. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and verse 6.
Come.
It reads, now brethren, if I come unto you speaking with tongues, what shall I profit you, except I shall speak to you either by revelation
Right. Going to revealing.
Yep.
Because tongue going to speaking in another language. That's what that is. All right, tongue going to language. All right.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Yep, and it says, what shall I profit you, except I shall speak to you either by revelation or by knowledge.
Right. It said what I shall profit. See, you ain't gonna get no gain of just, speaking in another language to Jake. You're gonna profit by what telling them what's supposed to come. Because when that time come in the back of their head, that's what they're gonna hear. You saying them exact words that they didn't listen to.
Yep.
And there's a lot of examples that were shown when the first lockdown happened. I got a lot of people who started calling me like, damn, Lil Nitro, man, you was right, Lil Nitro, man, damn, man. You know what I'm saying? Woo, woo, woo. But the lockdown wasn't that long. But it was so many calls that I have got that verified this the mindset that Jake gonna be in. You know what I'm saying? They gonna wait till the last minute. But the Lord not dealing with last minute Jakes, man. All right, it says, seek the Lord in the day of thy youth. Meaning what? When you first acknowledge the truth, man. Go ahead, though.
Yep, and it reads, finishing up in the 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and verse 6. It reads, now brethren, if I come unto you speaking with tongues, what shall I profit you?
Right, see? You ain't gonna profit nothing.
Yep.
Because you ain't really getting no understanding out of that.
Right.
Yeah, you might know another language, but what's gonna help you when the time of trouble comes? That other language not gonna help you. Go ahead.
And it says, except I shall speak to you either by revelation.
All right, by what? Revelation meaning what? To reveal. Meaning as the Lord revealed his secret to his servant, the prophet.
Yep.
So we can break it down to you through, you know what I'm saying? Through the vision the Lord received unto us. You know? There you go. Yeah. Make it plain upon table.
Yep.
And he that read it, that what? Run it.
Yep.
Yo, go ahead, brother.
Yep. And it says, by revelation or by knowledge or by prophesying or by doctrine.
Oh, by what? Prophesying. You see that? That's a major point, a major key, all right, in this ministry. Prophesying. You know? Yeah, you gotta prophesy, man. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, because if I may add, like what brother say, you know, prophesying goes into, you know, to say before.
Right.
You know, you warn
Yeah.
them
You
before
gotta
they ever
speak.
come.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's right, brother. Go ahead.
Yep. And it says in verse 7, and even things without life giving sound.
It said, well, even things without life give it sound.
Yep.
All right. Get this car. This car don't have no life, but give it a sound, right?
Yep.
These poles that we see,
Yep.
you know, the lights, they give sounds off, man. But they have no light, right?
Yep.
See?
Yep.
A phone.
Yep.
It's just chime, right?
Yep.
But do it got life? No.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead.
And it says in verse 7 of 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 7, and even things without life giving sound,
Right.
whether pipe or harp, except they give a distinction in
Now
the
it's a
sound.
distinctive sound. Now the distinctive sound going to what? Their perfect sound or their perfect time. You know what I'm saying? So when you hear the ambulance, you know exactly what's going on. When you hear a fire truck, that's that distinctive sound because you know exactly what's going on. All right, it's a fire. Why? Because you're a fire truck. All right, it's a wreck. It's an ambulance. You know what I'm saying? Somebody going to jail. You know, it's the police. You hear these distinctive sound, man, so you know exactly what it is. So here it is, the prophets, all right, specifically GMS, all right, and those that come up under the umbrella got that distinctive sound, man. Meaning we're telling you exactly what's about to come, man.
Yep.
You see? Go ahead.
And it says, except they give a distinction in the sounds,
Right?
how shall it be known what is piped or harp?
Right, see that? How should it be known?
Yep.
You see that? Go ahead.
Yep. And it says in verse 8, for if the trumpet give and an it says in verse 8, for if the trumpet give an uncertain sound.
Now, if the trumpet give an uncertain sound, you know, as in the baby on the horn and blowing, you know, like you know how you blowing a trumpet, like, okay, yeah, I know who on that horn. But you got a baby just pick up a horn and blow it, and then people like, man, what the kind of fuck, you know, what's supposed to go on? Because people are used to it. That was our custom back in the ancient times when the overseer, all right, had blown a certain sound in the horn. You knew how to gather up. You know what I'm saying? Depart, enemy coming, high holy day. You know what I'm saying? The Sabbath coming in, the Sabbath ending. See, this is the sound of the horn that the watchmen have blew. All right, to put our people, you know what I'm saying, on game, so to speak. All right, so read that again. Say what now?
Yep, it says in 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and verse 8, for if the trumpet give an uncertain sound.
An uncertain sound. So the uncertain sound, all right, that is given through who? The other Israelite camp. They not warning our people of Jacob trouble. They not telling our people about the Korah. So they giving our people an uncertain sound, meaning what? They not preparing our people to get ready for the battle.
Yep.
Remember, this is the spiritual war that we enter into. That's why it's written in Ephesians, put on the whole armor of the Most High. You got to put on the helmet of salvation, the breastplate, you know what I'm saying? And the shield. You got to be suited and booted in the spirit.
Yep.
But if you're not giving that sound of warning, how can you prepare yourself to the battle? How can you?
Yep.
You see that? So it's gonna be a lot of blood on the other Israelites, man. On the other Israelites, man. The camps. There's gonna be a lot of blood on their hands because they not warning and telling our people, all right, and telling them the truth, man.
Yep.
They trimming their ways, man, to seek the love, all right, whether for 50 lucas or for vain, you know, in vain, in
Yep.
vanity. Go ahead.
Yep. Finish up in 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and verse 8. For if the trumpet give an uncertain sound, who shall prepare himself to the battle?
Right.
Yep.
So through GMS, we preparing you, Jacob trouble. You know, we preparing you for martial law. We preparing you for race wars. You know, we preparing you for the class war. We preparing you for the hour of temptation. All the exhortation that's going out through the men of the Lord, starting with the apostles. See, this the warning that's going out, man. There's something that the other Israelite camps ain't doing. You know what I'm saying? That's going to that distinctive sound that the Lord is putting out here through the vibration of the prophets. You know, keep on going on that.
And it says in verse 9, so likewise ye, except ye utter by the tongue words easy to be understood, how shall it be known what is spoken? For ye shall speak it. For ye shall speak it into the air.
You see that?
Yep.
They're going back into lamb backing out there, going back to Isaiah.
Yep.
It said, well, it should not come back to him void. Meaning, but it's going to accomplish what he sent it to. We just got to come out here and prophesy, man. Roll in the what? Roll in the spirit. You know what I'm saying? Roll in the spirit, man. All right? So, Lord willing, y'all brothers and sisters edified, as the title of the lesson say, to see something, say something, man. And that's a job of a prophet. When we see something, we must put it on wax, man. As we saying something to the hope of the elect. All right? To build them up. And Lord willing, we be out of here, man. All right? So with that, Lord willing, y'all brothers and sisters edified. Check on the comment board real quick. Y'all good?
Yeah, we're good.
All right.
They went to serve y'all this time.
All right, it's all good. Okay, come on. Yeah. The water for y'all brothers and sisters on the coming board. Next time, say, we give all honor and glory and power to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Hamadash. Then we say double honor to our elders, peace and blessings on the elect. Next time, Shalom,
Shalom.
Baba Ball,
Baba
hey,
Ball.
Barakaki, man. Hey, DTA, baby.
DTA.
Come on, brother.